Hey there, team. So, playing as Kant in an Iron Hills match, 3v3. So, Iron Hills is often played as sort of a siege, with one side being deployed on these, very nice, well, on the high ground with, I think, only about three, one, yeah, two, there's one here, and then there's the third area there. This third area being pretty wide, but you can sort of fall back and it gets pretty narrow at this point. So it's and if you want to fall back all the way, then yeah, you've got this little choke point here, but that's got other concerns. So it's I was a little bit unnerved when Aguilar picked this as a pitch battle, but we'll get into that sort of when it starts off. So Cand is a faction I've got a fair bit of experience with. As I said, I played up against them in the recent battle on the frozen lake bed, and I was actually absolutely shocked. The Neurad footmen have been reworked, and now they actually have some serious damage. I think, yeah, they've had their attack buffed up, and it's more expensive, of course. So that's why my Gondor line was really struggling against them. I knew that the AP would have been effective against them, but that was, yeah, they kind of they held their own so well, and I was quite surprised. But no, that's just because of the recent changes. So they are more expensive, so it makes a lot of sense. And all in all, I was pretty happy with the changes, just because I rely so much on them for my can strategy, so it was all right. So up the front here, I've got these 3 units of Neurad footmen, and behind them 3 units of Neurad halberds. Then some nomadic infantry. I've given them an armor upgrade, and actually, did I? No, surely not. It's just they kind of they've got the same purple tinge, and I didn't think they usually did that. So 2 units of nomadic infantry, and then some Variag, and then 2 units of Variag bowmen. So again, a lot of bows, not really like top tier bows, but decent enough. And as with most of Can's bowmen, they're competent in melee, in comparison to other bowmen anyway. As I said before, I want to use a lot more two-handed swordsman units. The Variag warriors get shit on a lot, but I kind of just wanted to use them. I have used them before, but I was originally going to give them an armor upgrade, but I ended up deciding to just put 2 armor upgrades on my Brotherhood of the Lance. So then the Brotherhood of the Sword here, and in the back, as I say, the Brotherhood of the Lance receiving 2 armor upgrades. Because they don't have a shield, I don't want them to get focused down by archer fire, and as well the extra little bit of armor there. I often will charge my lances in and kind of forget about them for a few seconds, so that little bit of armor should hopefully keep them alive and allow me to mistreat them a bit. Then the Neurad retainers. I don't know, there's something I just like about the Neurad retainers. They're just cheap and they do their job really well, just countering enemy cav. And then the Neurad Windblades. So yeah, it's a pretty anti-cav force with just a Brotherhood of the Lance. I only ever really like to have 1 Lancer unit, as can be seen from generally the way that I play Cardlin. So it's just beneficial for me. I don't need to. I can micro 1 unit of Lancers a lot better than I could deal with 2 cheap units of Lancers. And yeah, so then I've got Raptor here playing as Umbar, still shuffling around his army. I'll speed up toward the end. 2 units of Belagar Pikes here. No armor upgrade for them. Then we can see the Alcarondas Legion in the back. And I'm spotting some sentinels there. Nura. Yeah, I do know how to say this word. I just lost track of the unit. Yeah, Naru and Aru sentinels there. And yeah, more Alcarondas Legion. And some shield bearers, actually. Oh yeah, oh yes, no. They've had their name changed, but yeah, I like their little maces, yeah, so they're just AP. And pretty good quality overall. Belgar Archers, some Warlords of Umbar, some Lancers, and some more Lancers, okay, yeah. 2 units of the Numenorian Lancers. Really swift boys. And then, lastly, we have Faka. So I've been seeing Faka a heck of a lot. He is a new player, but like, yeah, he's been playing just every day that I've been on, so I'm pretty excited to see like how quickly he develops. So we've got Warg Riders here, some champions of the White Hand. So looking at all of this like anti-cavalry, there's another unit. Well, that's Warg Skirmishers, but we really feel, well, I feel anyway, we've got the cavalry game on our side. He's got a catapult here. Not the Isengard Ballista. Well, I find I very rarely ever see an Isengard catapult. That's strange. We see one guy here, but there's nobody around. Okay. Some Lurt's hunting pack. Urukai crossbows, 2 of them here. Urukai infantry. Some Nazhai. Pikes, and Berserkers. Has he given them the armor upgrade? No, he's not. I like when people don't give the armor upgrade to the Berserkers. You know, it makes them look the more, I guess, well-known look the Berserkers have, but I will always usually give them the armor upgrade just because of the effectiveness of them. And then the Trolls of the White Hand. I think this is the first time I've sort of, looked at them in a video. But I'm a big fan of the changes with the Trolls of the White Hand. They were needing an upgrade, and they look exceptional. So that's nice. So we'll jump back up to normal speed. As I said before, the risk on the Iron Hills is, and using it for a pitch battle, is how tempting it is for one side just to leave some troops in the back, or just stay with their entire army. So, but Aguilar said, oh, we won't hold back. We will come at you. So I was still nervous because you do get a lot of the times with just general games in Reforged where people go against their word. But hey, Aguilar's never let me down, so I was pretty hopeful. And pretty long battle, generally 17,000 frames. 2,000 of that is the deployment. But oh yeah, something I forgot to state. As always, I deploy very quickly, ready up, and I've decided to, just leave my Nuraz Storm Guards back here. A risk, well, something that I was actually kind of happy about leaving them back there for, because after I deployed, I saw this perfect little position here. Now, what Mirkwood could have done is he could have, say, deployed everything down here or everything over on the side, and he could have just grabbed a catapult, but just to hammer away at me, because this is a perfect position. I think I might actually be just out of catapult range, but still, I was concerned because this is a very tasty target. But you would have had to know that, and I very rarely see Mirkwood bringing artillery. Yeah, jumping back up to full speed. Okay, good, we're getting cracking. So even though I didn't see a catapult there, I did lurch forward just in case somebody did have something up there. So what we've got here is Angmar, played by the Grinch, Gunabad Guard, Blackwatch Legion, and some Witcheron Pikemen. So pretty unusual front line. I think the Grinch is kind of a newer dude, so the Witcheron Hammer Guard, no armor upgrade for them, Snaga Stalkers, and some Barrow-wights in the back. Then some Trolls of Gunabad and Trolls of Angmar, with some Witch Realm Inquisitors there, so they'll definitely be able to challenge our melee cavalry. And the Blackguard. Smaller than you would expect from an Angmar army, but there might be some other stuff hidden. And there's probably, yes, as you can see, 2 units of Snaga Archers who are hiding down there. Then hurling themselves forward is Mordor by Aguilar. So he's got some Orc Archers, Orc Fodder, Moradon Archers, some Moradon Guard, Orc Javelins there, more Orc Javelins. Moradon Guard I mentioned, and more Orc Javelins, so that's 3 units of Orc Javelins there, which you'll always see that in a siege, but sometimes in a pitch battle people don't usually go so heavily into the Javelins. Orc Maulers, and over the side here, Sauron's Will with their new model. The Temple Guard, now I think the Temple Guard have gotten a different model, their helmets, they definitely look a lot more menacing than they did before. They looked pretty menacing at first anyway, so that's cool to see. Then the Temple Inquisitors, the Ologhai, the Bulldogs of Durthang. Now this is kind of, no, right. Yeah, because I read something on one of Umad's comment sections, and somebody said that they were a mace unit, but I think that it's just that they're AP. I don't think they're actually a mace infantry. Well, they're also using swords there, so, but that's fine. The Melkor is chosen, so again, lots of powerful anti-cavalry. Very little in the way of like actual lancers, but just a lot of anti-cavalry. And then when you've got the Textadane, another guy that I've been seeing around like all the time. So it's I like when you do see a new person show up and then they just pop up again and again and again, and you're kind of you're excited to see if they might end up being one of like the big players in the game. So that'd be cool. Got the Huntsmen of Amon Lank, and then some more Huntsmen of Amon Lank. So they've got, as far as I'm aware, I've not played as Mirkwood since the changes, but I'm pretty sure that they've got an anti-cavalry bonus as well, and they're pretty good at charging. They're just all around nice. So Mirkwood, even though he did deploy up here, is coming around to assist his allies. So this is something that we're just grateful for. Like I loved the chance to play on this map and not treat it as a siege, so that was cool. So he's got some Heriek here. The Elven King's Palace Guard. Is that where he's got his general? No, it is not. So then the Hiriath, some Hiri Lang, some Elders of the Elven King there. Hiri Peng, Blades of Imajul, which is they're like militia, but Elven militia swordsmen. Eldar Council there, the Wardens of Amon Lank, some Heriek, spears, and more spears. So again, more militia spears. So I see that, he's kind of on his own down here for now. Like, Mordor is pushing up, Mirkwood is going to be coming in from behind him. He's obviously, initially, he was intending to fall back. Oh shoot, yeah, I'll mention that. Initially, he was intending to fall back, and he moved back his whole army. And it made sense, he was trying to fall back to try and merge up with Mirkwood, so that he wasn't just fighting both me and the approaching Isengard forces alone. But these Barrow-wights were not able to keep up with them, as is the problem with Barrow-wights. So I managed to get a good lance charge with Brotherhood of the Lance there, which is always how I like to deal with Barrow-wights if I can. I see the Inquisitors approaching, but that's what I want. I want the Inquisitors to fight me alongside my Nurad Retainers and my Windblades. So I was more than happy to just come in again. Again, what I should have done here is spread my boys out a bit, but that was narrow enough to, well, it was wide enough to hit the whole Barrow-wight force. As I say, he's coming at me, and I'm responding. Not just yet. Sorry, message. But no, so I was chuffed with how that went. But that's the initial engagement, and he sees this going down, and I think he just sort of stops, or maybe this was where the initial plan was of engaging. Perhaps Mirkwood could have sort of run down here instead, but coming down here means he can assist both his allies. Engagements going on here. Again, Temple Inquisitors fighting off against Wargs. Temple Inquisitors are going to rip apart Wargs, but it's, yeah, dang. Cool. Then, Umbar having to deploy down here. This is kind of cool. It's clear that he sort of realised we are overpowering them on this side, so his main job here is just to hold back. There's no point in throwing your army away when you're winning on another part of the field. Just hold position and engage in a bit of skirmish engagement. These Belegar archers will beat Orc archers surely, but the Temple Guard will mess things up. And see, if I was him, I wouldn't be targeting these Belegar archers. I'd maybe jump forward just a little bit where you can hit these pikes. Oh, he is. Right, good. Yeah, no, that's smart. He's got some crossbows mucking about. But yeah, this is definitely not... Maybe he should have fallen back to like here, say, where they'd be on more sort of even footing, instead of him being right just on the base of the hill. And... is this... yeah, good. I don't know... So I guess I had these Nurad Retainers charging the Witch Realm Inquisitors, and I just sort of forgot about them, and they moved around the back of here, so my boys ended up charging right into the front of just bad things, everything bad, and lost a lot of them, started routing. There's only 29 of them, and they've really not achieved much, so that was saddening, but I took out almost a full unit of his Barrow-wights. So all in all, it wasn't a happy trade for me by any stretch, but it happened, and these guys will come back, even though there's only 28. And it still means I can hold back enough cav if I, even if I couldn't like totally wipe it out. So as you'll usually get when you're fighting Angmar, I've caught the archer advantage, and I'm kind of I'm happy enough just to open fire on him. These big shielded Blackbush Legion are going to be shrugging off my ammunition quite nicely, but he registers that yep, I've got the archer advantage, and so he's got two choices of either retreating back or moving on forward, and I think he's kind of done with retreating, so he's coming at me. Now these two beefy units of trolls, I was pretty worried about them. I'm just looking around, I might go back up to normal speed. Yeah, that's sort of a skirmish engagement over here, but this is where most of the main fighting is about to kick off. So we've got the trolls coming in. I pull back my nomadic infantry, but not really fast enough. A lot of them get caught off guard, but what I'm wanting to challenge them with here is the AP of the Nurad footmen. Nurad footmen are definitely not exceptionally skilled, but they are AP, so I was happy enough to have them go toe to toe with the trolls for a little bit. And what you really want is sort of a good quality infantry with an AP quality. So it's Nurad footmen are gonna do okay. Nice little sort of every group goes after one little troll. That's nice. And I want to get the halberds sort of moved on in there too. Sort of managed to lift me out of position here, so that's a bit dicey. But the front line is starting to develop. Pulling all of my archers back now. As I said before, they're okay in melee, but there's no point in using them in melee until they've used up their ammo. Nurad footmen here, they're going to be doing some damage to these trolls, but they're shaken and it's not looking too good. Give a quick lance charge, hoping to just hit them and get out. They're already engaged, so I'm doing okay, even though I did go deep into that formation. The Witchers, that was a good volley, and now you see, he moved them off. You see, if he stops them right here, this is a beautiful shot. He does, oh no! Right. Yeah, right, okay, so what does he... I guess he had them all. Oh, okay. Well, the Uruk-hai pikemen are a good shot. I would have probably gone for them. I do see them, and I bring my archers to bear and start opening up on them. I remember I was having a chat with Kuro about a year ago now, and I was playing a siege at the time, and I was just speaking to him about how much I felt the Witchers needed to be nerfed, and that was the reason for that was because I just had half a dwarven army devoured by Witchers. Still ended up luckily winning the siege, but that was a very dodgy little moment. But no, I don't really regret my opinions back then, but no, I guess it's just because I've gotten a lot better at countering them, and I'm pretty happy with Witchers as they are now. I need to probably use them a bit. So he gets around behind me with this is a great play by the Grinch. Like, Nurad Windblades, their whole thing is being able to chase down Cav, but he's just able to Daisy Duke me for ages with these guys. You know, I get him, he just runs on back, I don't manage to intercept him, bring in the Nurad retainers to try and hold him in place, but no. So I was quite impressed by this, just how easily he was dodging around me. It was really quite frustrating as I was trying to deal with the front line. He was just zooming in and out. If this was like a Lancer unit or something like that, that would be scary. But I finally do manage to catch them, and I'm feeling pretty good about that, because I especially managed to get the halberds turned around, just really do some damage. Yes, so got the general down there, and that is Aimar's certainly not great morale. Got some great morale units, but a lot of it is not, so you know, I was feeling okay about that. As for the front line as a whole, with the assistance of Faka, I'm doing okay. Like, this is a good fight for us. Mirkwood is setting up here in the back. I think Mirkwood's, yeah, he's setting up in order to come around and help punish Umbar, who, as I say, I think it's just because he lacks this this hell, and he doesn't really have any like fodder to put right in front of his boys. Like, you don't really want to shield your pikes with Alcarondas Legion. The orc. Oh no, the orc javelins. Yeah, I see. So it's really paid off for Aguilar to bring so many of these orc javelins to this fight, and maybe, yeah, maybe this sort of passive strategy is not really paying off too well at this point. I think he, you know, I wasn't able to pay much attention over here, but probably it would have been better if he was either to just fall back to this choke point or entirely just go for an attack. He is not going to win that attack, but these good quality men will cut through Mordor and really deal a lot of damage. Because right now they're just getting used as javelin sponges, and that's not what they need to be used for. But as for everything, Angmar is starting to get entirely surrounded. What we've got left though are the Hammer Guard. We've still got some Twitchron pikemen faring off against some Urukai pikes, which would usually be a pretty tough fight for them. But these Urukai pikes have been caught totally surrounded here. Yeah, but it's just the Black Guard and the Hammer Guard. These two units are just exceptional quality, and I'm just not able to deal with them. Well, I'm able to deal with them, but I'm not able to kill them as fast as I'd like. You know, this is a problem I've got, is when a fight is not totally over, and I also need to move on. It's something I do need to work on, sort of peeling off units that aren't necessary, because like, these Variag Bowmen, I could run them out, get them around, start setting them up to face off against Mirkwood. But right now I've just got everything and I don't want to pull anything away. So I get the Nurad Footmen back and the Nurad Halberds, just wanting to get some Halberds right at the back of these infantry. The Windblades, just calling them back. I don't want to screw up with them, get them hit by some nice Mirkwood archer fire. So I'd love to, you know, you always want to know what your enemy was talking about during a fight. So I'd like to know if this was a decision that they kind of made together. If Aguilar said, I think I've got this side covered, just go over there and prepare to face off against that side. This was a cool little battlefield, because although the entire map could have been used, we just did everything around the little circle around this little hilltop. You know, it was cool because you had two separate battlefields that were happening two separate battles that were happening right next to each other, and no, it was nice. You can do that on the there is a map. I don't think it's not Balchoth, but no, where there is just one colossal mountain in the center of the map. But that's kind of it's too big to really get the same feel about it. You know, because as I say, the mountain just takes up most of the map. But you do still kind of get the same circuit fight going on. So Faka kind of is able to do what I can't here, and he is able to split off and go around while I just really try to mop up what's left. I'm getting my brother to the lands. I gave these heavy infantry a charge actually, and it just didn't work out. You know, I slammed them right from the front for sure, but yeah. So that's Umbar going down there. Yeah, it hit him right from the front, and I killed a few of them, as you can see, but I was quite surprised there. So no, that was I don't think a regret really had to be done. I don't remember what happened to these guys. I think I probably just hit them with the Nurad Windblades, and I'm seeing some dead Nurad Retainers in here too, so it was just a mixture of that overwhelmed them. As I said, they're not dedicated anti-cavalry, so if you get some good anti-cavalry units, you can sort of pull through. So luckily, Faka's kind of being my shield right now while I finish up what's left, but I need to get moving. There's still one or two little guys here fighting it out, but all in all it's finished. Because we need to form up, we need to attack Mirkwood and defeat Mirkwood before Umbar is wiped out. And you can see the main engagement has happened here. The quality of Mirkwood showing up to kind of go toe to toe with the Alcarondas Legion, while the masses surround the pikes. So it was pretty good play over there. I'd say maybe I should have said something, but I wanted to have all of my attention kept together. The Melkor's Chosen here and the Olokai getting behind your lines is not something you want to see, especially when you've got Corsair crossbows that I don't know what I'd be targeting with a To be honest, with the Corsair crossbows, I'd be tempted to be targeting the Melkor's Chosen, or if you can get a good shot on them, even the Olokai. Temple Guard throwing themselves in there. They've still got ammunition left, actually, and that's where he's got his general. Yeah. That's for back here. Yeah, it's kind of just setting up the. We're not facing the entirety of Mirkwood. Yeah, so Mirkwood's still got men in reserve who are coming over here, or he's got a lot of boys that are just assisting against the fight against Umbar. So I wasn't worried, but in my mind right now, I knew we had dealt with Mirkwood's cav, but Mirkwood still had a full army at this point. Like what we've got, 59 for 50. So a lot of that will be, the lower quality Urukai units. We've still got, the Urukai infantry. A lot of these Urukai pikes are good quality and the Naz high, but I don't actually think he brought much low quality. Saying that, I think it was kind of, yeah, not really sure. I had a fair bit of like fodder that's been minced up here, but as you can see right now, I've still got most of my halberds. My halberds are doing pretty well, but the footmen have been pretty eviscerated in that fight. But what I've got left is I've still got a lot of archers. Well, a lot of ammunition for my archers. I held back quite a bit. So he's got these unshielded guys up the front here. We've thrown the trolls forward. Now that's something I'm not usually a big fan of. I always like to use trolls in big minced up fights, but it's allowing us to kind of, disorganize the forces, get a good few arrows in there, and as I say, lance charging things now and again. And Tex to Dame's attention is like half of it's here and half of it's over there, so it's always kind of tough. Well, it's tough for me. And as I say, Tex to Dame is a bit of a newer guy, so definitely will be a bit difficult for him to monitor all. And I do something really dumb in a minute, but we'll get onto that. Actually, I think I've already done it. These Nurad retainers, I saw the Melkor's Chosen. The Melkor's Chosen were in a fight with some lancers, so I was like, right, don't have many retainers left. Let's get my retainers in there. Just go toe to toe for even a minute with the Melkor's Chosen and get the lancers out. And I was like, oh yeah, and also Isengard's trolls are there too to help us out. They were not Isengard's trolls, of course, as you can see there, the Olokai. So as I was fighting, I was seeing these trolls hitting my cav, and I was just confused. So that didn't go out too well, but hey, we got the lancers out, and that's the main thing that counts. So it's clear to us now that this was not the entirety of Mirkwood's force, and to be honest, Vaka's done well at dealing with this by himself. Generally, like I threw a few things in to assist him, but generally this is his fight. So I start to peel off some things to form up behind us, just so that if Mordor comes swinging out, they can't just come flying right into our backs. So it's not much I've got here. The Variag bowmen still have ammunition. They're just holding fire. They're waiting for a good shot. Variag warriors behind them, and then some Nurad footmen. So not a bulwark by any stretch, but we do have the Nurad Stormguard, who are still really healthy and sporting cav. So all in all, it's certainly not a small defensive position. Where are the crossbows opening fire at right now? Because I'd be tempted to have them. Certainly not the javelins. All right, we've got shots coming in. Oh, good. Cool. So, yeah, if you've got the Eldars of the Elven King, certainly not a bad shot. But if you can arc it, even just coming down to the top of these guys is pretty good. Because right now, Urukai pikes, nomadic infantry, Nurad halberds. God, that's a big mess. Yeah, that was my fault. I should have just slammed myself in like this. But we are breaking them. Nurad halberds taking a lot of this Snaga archer fire, and I'm seeing some Eldars of the Elven King targeting them now. Nurad retainers, still 5 of them coming around the side. I'm just wanting to engage these Snaga archers, maybe rout them. They're wavering, but even if I don't rout them, stop them from firing for a minute. Because these Nurad halberds need to form up properly if they're going to deal with these cav. Elders of the Elven King hang at the back of unshielded Nurad Windblades. That's not fun to see. They definitely would have taken some severe damage there. Not a lot of cav left for them to fight, but I still want them as like shutting down archers and things like that. Now Fakat throws his crossbows at them. I guess it was just a case of trying to hold them back. You know, give us more time, so I understand that. Even though I had ammunition. I think I had ammunition. Maybe I was out at this point actually. Yeah, I think I threw it at them sort of as soon as they came out. So, Orc Javelins, they've still got some Javelins left. Uruk-hai Crossbows versus Orc Archers, that's surely a fight the Uruk-hai Crossbows are going to win. Maybe not. But when the Bulldogs show up, that's going to be over. So maybe at this point, I could have gone on the attack while he was still forming up. But I was just, as I say, I was wanting to just buy time. We were on the verge of defeating Mirkwood, and I knew as soon as we do that, we've climbed back 75 for 72 now. Still got 7 warlords, and 7 warlords can do so much in the late game. Elders of the Elven King, very good fighters, but not really an anti-cav bonus. Maybe they do have a slight one because they're two-handed swords, but being surrounded by 2 very frightening and pretty powerful cav units is not a fun place to be in. So that's a big unit. Oh, actually, I think he admitted defeat just there. Yeah. So, what happened at this point was, so Mirkwood there admitted defeat, and also what was left of Angmar admitted defeat. Now, I think Angmar's army was kind of routing anyway, but I was still kind of surprised to see that. I think, as I say, these Elders of the Elven King, they would have dealt some damage to us. Like, they would have stayed in the fight for a long time, but I think that is about all they had left, so I don't blame them for just admitting defeat and getting out. We've got men like this, maybe they were routing anyway, but I think they would have maybe come back. 47 boys, they could have showed up, they could have done some damage. But this was a pretty late night fight. Actually, no, it wasn't. No, it was, I think it was about 6 PM or something like that, but hey, people are on different time zones. So, throw my Storm Guard in side just to try and really, I'm wanting to wipe out Sauron's Well. Apart from the Sauron's Well, he's got the Temple Guard and the Bulldogs, but that's really his powerful units. The Melkor's Chosen and the Uruk-hai, of course, but that's the powerful infantry. And I felt if I shut them down, you know, this Variag warriors are not going to be able to go toe to toe with the Temple Guard, but at least it's better than throwing something really bad at them. But this is where you just, I wish I had the rest of my armies. Yep. General went down just there. We're winning quite nicely. Actually, no, we're not. Oh yes, we're not winning because of these Orc Javelins. So I get my brother the Lance to come in for a charge, but they receive a quick volley from this. The annoying thing is this is 2 units, so they can be used pretty independently. Like when I engage one, the other one can just run. Are Orc Javelins spears and melee? That's interesting. I've not used Mordor in a long time, so I don't think that must be a recent change. I thought I remembered them taking out blades at some point. So yeah, that makes shutting them down with melee cav and things like that a bit more frightening. But I'm just wanting to cycle in and out with. Don't have many of these boys left, only about 5 of them. But as I said, I need to wipe out this Sauron's Will unit so that I can bring these boys around and come in the back with those Temple Guard. Berserkers, going to be very tough to deal with. Lurt's Hunting Packer, certainly not too bad in melee. And we've got a lot of the champions of the White Hand left. These Uruk-hai are almost out of steam. Variag Bowmen kind of just get minced by them. Not too bothered about losing some Variag Bowmen. 87 for 83, but a lot of what they've got left are these orcs. So, and whereas, I've still got Nurad Halberds, I've still got a lot of my Storm Guard, even if they are getting minced by those javelins. Yeah, I really needed something to shut them down. Windblades are showing up, Champions of the White Hand coming in, so that's good. Brother of the Lance, still 4 of them left, just coming in and out, trying to break those Sauron's Well. I don't think you can break the Sauron's Well. I think they're locked morale, but just killing them off is the important bit. Temple Guard, still a lot of them left. I guess I managed to pull away those Variag warriors. Yeah, throwing them on in to come at the archers. Just even poor quality archers, just use point blank can really miss you quite nicely, especially when you're firing at unshielded units like halberdiers. And I think that is sort of it. It's generally engaged. Everything is engaged at this point, so it's just kind of seeing it fight out. Yep. So I'll jump up the speed a bit now. Orc javelins are now routing. Champion as the White Hand were very beneficial there for me. And yeah, it was a fun fight. As I say, it was pretty obscure map choice, and I was worried, but no, it was very grateful for the high ground side to come down at us, and made it a lot of fun. You know, pretty unique little battle. As I mentioned before, you know, we've got guys like Faka and Text Today who I've been seeing a lot recently, and I'm super interested in seeing them develop as players and hopefully jump into like a tournament or something sometime soon, and or whenever they feel ready. So, got my boys here. The Storm Guard still had a few boys left. You know, a lot of men left in their unit. They could have been doing a bit more killing, but what they did face off against, they did well. A lot of those guys were Sarons as well, who are not certainly not too bad, especially in terms of the Mordor roster. Nurad Halberd, yeah, I saw a lot of them left. They did good. I kind of would have expected a bit more from them, to be honest. I guess they were going up the front of like a lot of Witch Realm pikes, and they were arrow sponges, so it's fair enough. Murad Footman kind of, I felt they underperformed, especially with their recent costs. But again, I had them facing off against very good quality units from the Witch Realm, from Angmar, and yeah, Angmar was quite an elite army in terms of how you usually see Angmar getting played. So, you know, that's not too bad. I'm okay with that. You know, they had both their trolls, they had the Inquisitors, they had the Hammer Guard and the Black Guard, so it's not too bad. And the Witchers themselves, of course. I think those Witchers, was he out of ammunition? I only saw 2 volleys come out, and it definitely wasn't like a full squad volley. So I don't know, maybe he'd used some shots beforehand, but yeah, because as I say, if he had stopped them there, turned around at my men and fired, that could have just cut up a line right through my boys. So no. Variag Warriors, I had 2 of them, right, whoops. I thought I only had 1 Variag Warriors. That's why I had sort of one of them fighting the Temple Guard at the end there, and one of them coming around. Brotherhood of the Sword, yeah. Again, they were fighting some pretty good quality units throughout, so I'm not too upset with that. Nomadic Infantry, yeah, one of them racking up a lot of kills with their arrow fire, and the other one at least getting pretty positive kills, so that's always nice to see. You know, decent enough in melee. The Variag Bowman, again, a lot more kills, better bowman, so that's pretty important. Nurad Windblaze really killing Cav left and right, and then in the end, just throwing themselves into those archers to help me out. Nurad Retainers did well for what happened to them in the beginning. The Nurad Retainers did really well, so I'm happy enough with that. I should have been paying more attention. That's all there is to it. And then the Brother of the Lance, kind of very needed. Those Barrow Whites in the beginning. I see usually you see 2 units of Barrow Whites from an Angmar army, but I think he had poured so much money into like his elite forces that he just couldn't really afford to do that, which is fair enough. So as soon as I saw that one unit, I was constantly looking around for the other, but dealing with that was quite important, because that allowed me to just really kill Angmar faster. Well, it allowed me and Faka to kill Angmar faster. Had we needed to chew through another Barrow White unit, it would have been, God, that would have taken too long. You know, that would have really not been good for us. And then Mordor could have combined us. Mirkwood could have probably reinforced during the battle, and that could have been pretty bad. Instead of us facing Angmar, then facing Mirkwood, could have been Mirkwood showing up halfway through. Yeah, Raptor was just left in a dicey position there. I think I probably should have just said to him to fall back. Don't defend that position. You know, come back to the choke point. But he did good. Did good with what he was given. And yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I should have another video recorded right after this one, but we'll see. Thank you.